90% of what makes a man attractive is what he puts in his mouth. If he wants to get better relationships with women, get better success on dating apps, he needs to control what the fuck goes in his mouth. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly what you wanna put in your mouth, why you wanna do it, right? And how it's gonna transform your physique and your success with women. Number one, nutrition controls so much in a man's life. It controls his energy, it controls his hormones, and that controls how he acts, how he behaves. Is he masculine? Is he fucking a feminine bitch, right? This is super important. And sort of when you look at what, you know, the science and the medical team and today's society is promoting you to eat, it's complete fucking garbage. You've got veganism being promoted, that's gonna make you a soy boy bitch. You've got, you know, the anti-red meat. Well, if you're not having cholesterol, you're not having these healthy B vitamins, your testosterone, your hormones are gonna be in the ground, and you're not gonna have the confidence to walk up to women and be a fucking Chad, right? And they're just promoting that you don't eat the foods that are necessary to, you know, build a lean, aesthetic, attractive physique. And I say this with absolute confidence that when you want to build an aesthetic, attractive physique, 80% of the work is in the nutrition. 20% is the gym, or I say even 20% is the gym, you know, 20% is the recovery, the 60% is in the nutrition and how you eat. Because to be quite frank, you can have a shit training routine and you can have great success if your diet is on fucking point. So I'm gonna walk through my 8 food framework, the exact framework that I use with my clients to get in the best shape possible. Starting with the order in which I would eat it and why each food is very, very, very important. So for breakfast, I'm always eating eggs. Eggs are one of the most important nutritional foods in the world. In fact, they have every single bioavailable micronutrient that your body needs except for vitamin C. So what you do in order to have a wholesome breakfast that covers your majority of your vitamin and mineral and micronutrient intake is you have 5 eggs and you have oranges or orange juice. This is my breakfast every single day. I have some mackerel on the side for the healthy omega-3s, and boom, you have literally created the most anabolic, testosterone-filled meal that's gonna make your physique fucking jacked, lean, aesthetic, attractive, boost your testosterone, yeah, boost your energy and make you feel like a fucking man. So when you walk into a room, you are confident. You've already got your first one of the day. That's the most important thing. So you wanna have all these foods in your breakfast. Like I said, the oranges are gonna make up for the vitamin C that you didn't get in the eggs, but also the cholesterol is incredibly fucking powerful. That is literally a precursor to testosterone. So if you're someone who's sitting there thinking, oh, but that's, you know, 5 eggs, that's too much cholesterol. That's probably why you're low test, and that's probably why you can't get any girls, right? You got low T. Fix that, eat your eggs. And the mackerel or any sort of fish and omega-3 is gonna allow you to be in a state of, you know, low inflammation. You wanna prevent yourself from eating like seed oils and things that are, you know, polyunsaturated fats. These things are gonna make you inflamed, low energy and low test. You wanna focus on actually eating saturated fats. So if you're gonna cook your eggs, cook them in butter or no oil at all if you're trying to really, really dial in your physique. And then you wanna have, I personally choose mackerel in tin mackerel. This is gonna give you omega-3s. You give your body some omega-3s, it's gonna keep inflammation low. This is gonna boost your test. This is gonna make also fat burning so much easier, right? Not enough people know this, but when you have low inflammation, your body is able to mobilize fat so much easier. You're able to shed fat so much easier. And that's why you see the guy who's like, what are you having for breakfast? Fish and a rice cake. The reason he was eating fish and rice cakes is because fish literally thins the skin. Fish is high in omega-3s. It allows your body to shred and burn fat much easier. So that's your breakfast. You might ask, Zaki, where's the carbohydrates? Get your carbohydrates from your fruit, right? In the morning, I go slightly lower carb in the morning, especially because I tend to train either super early in the morning and I can't get them in, or I train later in the evening, so I don't need my carbs till then. But also, it's easier to actually maintain a deficit when you save your carbohydrates for the evening time. So cool, that's your breakfast. Your breakfast is sorted. You eat that, I promise you, you're as sweet as a fucking nut. Meal number 2, right? Now, people are gonna say, oh, it's controversy. Number 1, you wanna get lean, you eat 0% fat Greek yogurt. If you can get away with eating higher fat Greek yogurt, fine, right? Now the reason I can't eat high fat Greek yogurt is because I'm lactose intolerant. So I get a bit of an upset stomach. If you were to be super fucking optimal, we'll be eating raw milk. Raw milk or raw unpasteurized dairy in general is super fucking powerful, right? It contains a enzyme called lactase that prevents you from being lactose intolerant. You know, a lot of guys, they'll be like, oh, I'm lactose intolerant, I can't eat dairy. I promise you, you're not lactose intolerant, you're just eating garbage. In terms of garbage, I mean, you're eating pasteurized dairy. This means when they heat the milk and kill all the enzymes. But Greek yogurt, 0% fat Greek yogurt is the best thing because it's got great micronutrients, right? In terms of, it's got live cultures, things that are going to be very, very good for your gut microbiome, and it's also got incredible macros. You're talking about 250 calories for 450 grams, and you're talking about 45 grams of protein. There is literally no food out there that is as macro dense as this. It's better than chicken. It's better than cottage cheese. It's better than steak, right? And also, eat 450 grams of 0% fat Greek yogurt and tell me that you're hungry. It's virtually impossible. It's like the most powerful kind of food in the world. Because at the end of the day, most guys are fat, they should be looking to drop a bit of weight. And you can get away with having 0% fat over 5% or 10% or full fat Greek yogurt because, man, you've already got enough fat on your frame. That's why girls don't like you. Like you're too fat to begin with. So focus on, you know, the Greek yogurt. If you want to make it a bit more sweet, you can add things like honey, maple syrup, ideally raw. Honey, maple syrup, fruit, things like blueberries, watermelon, what else? Blueberries, watermelon, strawberries. These things are really, really sweet, really low calorie, and tons of, like, blueberries, for example, has got tons of antioxidants. These things are going to allow you to sort of feel full without actually like calorie bombing yourself. If you're going to eat like one of those fucking bullshit yogurt bowls with like granola and you know, tons of honey and peanut butter, not only is it inflammatory, but it's way too many calories. You don't need that many calories. So cool, that's your lunch. This is gonna bring you and sustain you until your dinner. But what you can also take advantage of is if you're someone who needs to basically, you like me, I get really hungry in the evening. All my cravings come later in the day, is you can just push your first meal to sort of midday, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, sometimes even 3 or 4 o'clock. This is essentially called intermittent fasting. You shorten the window in which you're eating in, which makes you fuller for longer, right? So you sort of front load your hunger, you have all your hunger in the morning, you confirm it, and then later on in the day, you haven't had this insulin spike that's going to drive your hunger up. You can then have your first meal at 1 o'clock, your second meal at 3 or 4 o'clock, or 5 o'clock, and then your last meal at 7, 8 o'clock before winding down for bed. This is going to allow you to basically not go to bed hungry, and it's pretty easy to firm hunger in the morning. Like, let's be honest, most of us guys don't even like eating breakfast. You get to the office and you're like, oh, I don't even want to eat. I can eat at lunchtime. So yes, you can intermittent fast if you need to with those first 2 meals. They're highly satiating, and they are very, very nutritious. So they're going to make you feel full, and they're going to make you feel energized. So you're not going to get that sort of midday energy crash either, or the late afternoon energy crash if you're pushing your meals back. So cool. So you've got your first 2 meals out the way, and you're like, Zaki, what the fuck? This is so simple. Of course it's fucking simple. This is how you get a lean, aesthetic, attractive physique that women fucking love. The next thing you need to do is your dinner, right? Now, there's a strategy I like to have with my dinner, and that is to basically try and push it as late as possible, because if you're like me, and most guys are, is you're gonna have all your hunger come later in the evening. So if you can push your dinner to sort of, I go to bed at like 11, 12 o'clock. It's not optimal, but I'm in the game, I'm hustling, I'm grinding. So if you can push your dinner to like 7, 8 o'clock, and then say, for example, you have 2 hours before you need to go to bed, perfect. You have your dinner at 7, 8 o'clock, and you're having beef, lean beef, right? You can have chicken, but I'm not gonna lie, chicken is not got the same amount of nutrients, not the same amount of bioavailable nutrients that beef has. If you go for like a lean grass-fed beef, go to your butchers. If you can't go to the butchers, go to a quality store like, I don't know, Sainsbury's, and get, you know, a nice good bit of cut of beef, not some cheap garbage shit. Now, if you're cutting, go for 5% beef. If you're someone who basically can get away with having, maybe you're already lean, maybe you're already in good shape. If you wanna have a good sort of base, go for 10%. But the sweet spot for me, I go between 5 and 10%. All right, sometimes I even mix the two together, or I just add a bit of butter. Again, saturated fats, very important. Cholesterol, red meat, fucking testosterone, the best thing. That's what you need. Don't be scared to eat cholesterol. Don't be scared to eat your saturated fats. Be scared to eat unsaturated fats, but do not be scared to eat saturated fats. They're incredibly important. It's what's going to nurture your thyroid, nurture your hormones, and all the rest of it. So yes, 5 to 10% lean beef. You can cook that in a pan. If you don't want to be minced beef, you can just do a very, very lean cut of steak. You can do diced beef, whatever beef, get beef, right? Beef is the key thing. And the reason why is because, at least if in the UK and Ireland and many parts of Europe, can't speak for America, but In many parts of Europe, we already have, everything is pretty much grass-fed, grass or silage-fed, 90% grass-fed. If you're in America, you want to specifically go for the meat that is grass-fed. You don't want to go for things that are fed soy or grain, and that's also why chickens are quite bad, because it's just inflammatory. You don't want to eat garbage, right? You don't want to eat the garbage that the animal you're eating is eating garbage. You just don't want to do it. So this is why I advocate for beef so strongly. So cool, beef. Now, when what you're having with the beef, you might ask. Well, there's a couple of things. Now, there are tier lists of the foods that you should have for dinner in terms of the carbohydrates, and I will be honest with you, the tier list is sweet potatoes, rice, and then anything else. Like if you're eating pasta, it's a bit shit. Yeah, it's quite grainy. They've got a lot of heavy starches. It's very, very caloric. It's not got any nutrients. So it's just got processed wheat in it, which is gonna fuck up your gut anyway. So what you actually wanna do is, if you prioritize sweet potatoes, you're gonna get a lot of vitamins in sweet potatoes, but you're not gonna get the same satiation and the same volume than if you had potatoes. So I always rotate between sweet potatoes and regular potatoes. Regular potatoes, the reason why I pretty much prioritize them is because, number one, I'm getting all my nutrients from other areas, in terms of I'm getting, for my breakfast and my lunch from the fruit and the vegetables. You are getting tons of nutrients there, right? You can sacrifice a little bit of nutrients in the sweet potatoes in order to get more satiation. You could eat 300, 400, 500 grams of potato mashed up or air fried or whatever you want to do. You could eat 500 grams and that's like not that many calories. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. I think 300 grams of potatoes is around like 350 calories, right? 350 grams of white potatoes is fucking insane. Like, it's a lot of food. So when you have 250 grams of minced beef, which is half a packet of minced beef for most people, or 250 grams is like half a pound. If you have that with potatoes or sweet potatoes or rice is not as optimal because it's a bit more caloric and a bit less volume. But if you do that, you are literally, like, that is the best dinner you could possibly have. You want to get your ex back? Beef and potatoes. You want to get in better shape? Beef and potatoes. You're tired and you haven't got energy? Beef and potatoes. You want to make more money? Beef and potatoes. It is literally the best fucking meal in 2026. And I can't believe it took me sort of like into my first 3-4 years of going to the gym to discover beef and potatoes, because it's just the best thing. Don't listen to the bodybuilders who are saying, oh, beef, chicken and rice. Like, if you are pumping steroids into your fucking system and you're putting testosterone in your system, yeah, fine. But you can get away with chicken and rice. But if you're looking to optimize your hormones so you have high energy, so you feel like an absolute fucking machine, beef and potatoes, right? It's just the best thing ever. After beef and potatoes, and you've had your full day, that's 3 meals so far. Here's where you can sort of add in a bit of flexibility depending on how many, how many steps you're doing, what your activity is like, how many calories you need to burn, because as a total, if you just follow those measurements I gave you, roughly those meals are around 1,800, maybe 1,900 calories. If you're someone who's able to cut and you're sort of getting 20K steps in, you can basically fill up the rest of your calories with carbohydrates and you should be fine. Right? Most guys don't need more than 180, 170 grams of protein because you just don't weigh that much, or you don't have that muscle mass requiring that much protein. So what I like to do is I like to eat fucking ice cream or dark chocolate, right? And the reason I say ice cream or dark chocolate, number one, dark chocolate, full of antioxidants, it tastes amazing, it's healthy, it's clean, it nurtures your thyroid because of the chocolate in it and the sweetness. Or you can go with ice cream. Ice cream is possibly one of the most anabolic fucking desserts in the world. It's got egg yolk, it's got milk, it's got cane sugar or sugar. The one I buy is cane sugar. I go to a farm or I go to Whole Foods. You can get Brickles. I'm going to put a couple of photos of the brands you can buy. Haagen-Dazs, vanilla Haagen-Dazs, strawberry Haagen-Dazs. I think maybe, if I'm not mistaken, coffee Haagen-Dazs as well. Is all super clean ingredients. It's got egg, it's got milk, it's got sugar. Simple, right? Sugar's not the enemy. Sugar's actually quite good for you. It's good for your thyroid. But if you are someone who's morbidly obese and you're not walking around that much, you're not getting your steps, you're not getting your exercise in, probably don't have the dessert. If you do, have a very small amount of it. Or just, what you can do as well is if you want a bigger dinner, just stack up more potatoes. Like, you can have so much potatoes. It's actually crazy. But that's basically a full breakdown of like my optimal cutting routine and optimal cutting diet. There is literally nothing better than that. I promise you, if you eat those foods for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and you can obviously, you can have little days off, you can have a little diet break where you have more calories. I promise you that you are gonna genuinely get the best results with your physique. You're gonna be able to attract more women because you're in great fucking shape. You're just gonna feel like a machine all around. You're gonna feel literally the best. This is why I'm able to be super high energy, super fucking confident, super lean. super handsome, super attractive, it's because I eat these 8 foods. It's genuinely as simple as that. But if you're someone who's like, damn, I still don't know what to do, I want to get more help, I want to guarantee an outcome, I want to make sure that by fire, I get the physique of my dreams, I am able to attract a hot woman, click the link in the description, book a call with me, I will help you. I will break down exactly what it is you need to do. Yeah, we'll see if you're good enough to work with me and that you're actually driven and you're ready to fucking put down the fork and put some work in instead. Other than that, guys, subscribe and check out my Instagram as well, Zaki Thor. I post a ton of content. All links will be in the description, guys, and peace out.